Hi everyone, my name is N Tuites, and this is just a little bit about me. I work at a really small school that is a suburb of Rochester, New York, and the school is called East Rochester. So this is just a picture of it. This will be my third year working at the school teaching high school math. This year I'm just teaching algebra and like part 2 algebra, so students who are taking it over 2 years. So I'm really excited because that's my favorite course to teach. So I'm excited I get to teach just that this year. And then the picture on the right is just a picture of me and my husband. I got married this summer, so my last name is actually changed. So it's changed to Henty now, so that's been exciting. So my problem statement guiding my research is that I find that many of my students who are ninth graders are like unmotivated to think deeply about the mathematical concepts that they're presented with, and they're kind of afraid to like just play with them and try out their own conjectures, or they're not really sure how to do that. And I find that Algebra 1 is really the basis for all upper level math. So if you have success in that course, it can really set you on a good track for the rest of your mathematical career. So students really need opportunities where they can learn how to construct their own knowledge and kind of play with the different ideas, and then really guide their own thinking. And then teachers have to be able to support students in this. So they can't be stuck at the board and kind of direct teaching method. So I find Desmos.com is a really, really good website. Um, it has a online graphing calculator. There's collaborative games built in, so there's like a Guess Who game with graphs. There are just like individual assessments where there's multiple choice, there's short answer, there's graphing, there's plot this coordinate and see what happens. And then there's also pre-made materials, or you can create your own, which is always great. So you can edit some of the pre-made materials. They're really easy and intuitive to use, and it is free. There's an app that students can download. They can use it on a Chromebook. It's really versatile. This is just a picture. So on the teacher side, you get to see all of your students, and you can actually make their names anonymous if you'd like. So the value I see in this is that I display these results on the board, and then we're able to have conversations about it in class. But students don't necessarily know who got it right and who got it wrong. This is like the Guess Who game. What I love about this is that it forces students to use vocab, which I don't do a great job with in my regular teaching. So over here, like it forces them to create yes or no questions, which really gets them to use the vocab. My research questions is how does Desmos.com impact student motivation in Algebra 1? And then how does Desmos impact students' academic achievement? So I see the motivation as more of my qualitative research question, academic achievement as more of my quantitative. So my qualitative data will be through interviews. I'm going to select students at different levels, and I'll be using 2 different class periods. So one will be using Desmos, and the other will not be using Desmos. And then I'll be looking at attitude surveys through Google Forms, observation field notes. So when I do that, I'm also going to just like focus on one student at a time. Informal conversations with them. Quantitative is more the pre and post assessments, weekly quizzes, homework samples. So getting more of the data, the hard numbers. So I will only be working with 9th grade students, and the main areas will be solving and graphing equations, inequalities, and systems, and then some introduction to functions. So this is my pre-survey, very basic Google form. My sample weekly quiz, so you can see that it's both multiple choice and short answer. It's going to be the same for my pre and post tests. This is my observation checklist, so I have some coding going on here where I can check. I can also just type in whatever other I'm noticing, description of the behavior, duration, and I'm only doing one student at a time, so that way I'm not bouncing between too much. And some interview questions. So I am excited to get started with this and see how this all goes. I don't have any questions at this point about the course or the syllabus.